So, Lynn, what are some of the things that you think that prospective students in Canada might need to know?
Oh, well, first, make your decision to come. It's certainly not a bad decision at all. You're probably sitting there right now, should I come to Australia, shouldn't I? I think it's really an opportunity of a lifetime. Why wouldn't you want to come to Australia to study? I haven't regretted it. It is a bit expensive. You know, you do have some things to really consider.
But the advantage is that you'd be able to complete the program in a quicker time than some of your colleagues back in Canada.
Absolutely. And to my understanding, I have my early childhood education, but it's to my understanding that if I had stayed in Canada, it would have been an additional 4 to 5 years to complete my BA as well as my teaching degree. By coming here, I've shaved off some years, so I completed my Bachelor of Education 1 year, and now my teaching degree in 1. So an equivalent of 2 years. So if you weigh the pros and cons and the cost, which I did, it's relatively about the same amount of money, just shorter period of time. And there's no winter, no ice, no salt on the back of your jeans. It's great.
And of course, once you complete, you'll be able to get registration both in Canada, around the world. Griffith is an internationally recognised university, and
I'm actually doing that right now. Actually, I'm doing my I'm getting my registration via Ontario as we speak, and through Queensland. So my doors are completely open, and like you said, I can go internationally
as well.
Oh, and I've also decided to do my second prac here. In Australia.
We should let students know that if you want to, you can go home to do your second placement. So you finish everything in your final semester here on campus, and then the only thing left to do is finish that final 6-week placement, and you can go back to Canada to do that.
Or anywhere in the world. I had a friend last year that finished her prac in Taiwan.
We have a number of people going to Taiwan and Korea as well this semester. And I think there are over 20 Canadian students going back home to do their final prac. Yeah. That's right. As the academic who looks after the international students, you might like to have a little mention to the prospective students that this is not a holiday either, that you actually have to apply yourself, and it's a hard job. There's a lot of study.
It really is. I mean, make the decision. If you're coming to Australia to travel, that's fine. But if you're coming to Griffith to study, you're coming to study. Travel should be secondary. It's a step up from college. Like Kay said, you really need to apply yourself. Get on top of those assignments. If you feel behind, get the help. Just like in college, we have tutorial programs here at the university. Establish a good network of study friends. And if you feel like you're being swallowed up, talk. Come to Kay. She's busy as well, but talk.
That's right. And we have lots of people here on campus. All of the lecturers would be willing to help you, but we have support at the library. We also have an international student common time each week where you can seek support from the colleagues and from myself.
That's another thing, not to interrupt you, but about the lecturers here. You actually know them on a first-term basis, and you're not a number, which is a little bit different from my experiences university back home. Is that we don't know well, I didn't anyway, didn't know my lecturers by name and couldn't approach them. It was just they lectured and went off. Well, you can actually email them. You can sit with them and have a meeting. Even meet them down at the cafe. It's quite...
I guess in Australia we're very informal. At the university we encourage all of the students to call the lecturers by their first name. And so I guess that's that Australian culture that you will get used to, is that we're very, very casual about those sort of formal things.
But that doesn't mean, just because they're casual does not mean that they're slack in the education. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's right.
Don't misinterpret that just because it's informal that your standard of academia is going to be slack. It shouldn't. It should be of high standard.
And so, Lynn, as you approach the very end,
it's bittersweet.
You can see that there is a light at the end of that tunnel. Has it been worth it for you to come to Australia to do these 2 degrees?
I really believe it has. And right now, with the national curriculum coming into Australia, excuse me, there's a lot of parallels with the curriculum in Canada. But even if there wasn't, I still have an opportunity to be working, well, in prac, in an international country, and those are all skills that are transferable when I go back home or anywhere in the world. So I would do it again in a heartbeat. I'm actually considering staying to do my master's as well. So I don't want to leave.